Good afternoon. I've been trying to record a video for hours now, and my phone keeps malfunctioning. So, without further ado, I'm just going to start all over again and discuss what I've been trying to get out. The first thing I want to say is these beings that I speak of so very frequently, meaning the archon matrix beings and, some other beings that are a lot more powerful. This is an inverted reality and they are running the show. So if you think for a second that they are not capable of making you feel overwhelming love and joy so that you believe they're matrix bullshit, you have another thing coming. They certainly can do that. They do it in NDEs all the time. Not everyone has hell realm experiences, and they do the hell realm stuff for effect as well. But they also do the love and light. Jesus comes down, you feel overwhelming love. Oh yeah, you have to go back. You still have a mission. Yeah. No, it's all crap. This is an inverted reality. This is a harvested loosh farm. They are harvesting our energy. This is not even all of our consciousness in these bodies. Some of it is like, I hate to say it, you never think in a million years, and I never thought I'd say this, but I don't know that the Matrix was even a metaphor. It's probably exactly how things are. Some of us being kept in pods so that they can harvest more loosh from us and, parts of our consciousness scattered all over the place. I have a young girl that I work with. She's a young 20-year-old Indian girl. And we do soul integration. Integration from, the parts of our soul that are scattered because of these beings. And it's really important to do. I'm going to tell you very briefly how I went on this journey. Doing like work on yourself where you relive your trauma and all, that's just feeding them more energy. You need to, I had some etheric implants removed. I had my chakras removed. That's an overlay, an etheric overlay put there by archons. And we do have natural, I don't want to call them chakras, Dantian points. We have natural energy centers, energy points that come with us naturally. And that's what you're feeling. The other stuff is just how they can put more overlays on you, how they control your thinking, how they control your mind, how they can control you through the chakra system. I know some of you may or may not know Tony Sayers. That's who I worked with. I can tell you as soon as he removed those overlays from me, my mind got quiet immediately. But you have to keep, you got to keep clearing every day, clearing. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, some days I'm just, again, all by design, by the matrix beings, I'm just too goddamn busy to do that shit. Okay? I'm going to get real with you guys. I'm running, I'm working, I'm cleaning. I have 2 young children that still live at home. They're not children, but they're lazy as fuck. And, one is awake. One is the opposite of awake. I would call woke. So one woke, one awake. So that's a lot of energy in and of itself. And the one that is awake is actually high maintenance too, because he's got a lot of stuff going on. He's, he's got a lot of trauma from these beings. And I want to tell you something too, that he recently told me that When he was 1 year old, I moved from a condominium, which I sold, which I should have never done, in New Jersey, and bought a bigger house. And when we moved into that home, I set his room up exactly the way his former room was, because I had read that, if you decorate the room before they even get in there the same way as their old room was, it makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel safe. And he had been, oh, wow, a hawk just flew by. That was amazing. I'm out in nature, by the way, which I never get a chance to do. I got some time. Well, I took some time off, got away. Only reason I'm able to make this video, that's how fucking busy I am. So, it's beautiful here. It's kind of like out in the woods and nature. Deer come right up to you. It's incredible. So anyway, so when I moved him from his bedroom, from the home into his new room, I decorated exactly. I put the border up, everything was the same. And this kid freaked the hell out. My baby, who would go to sleep every night at 8 o'clock and sleep till 8 the next morning and take a 3-hour nap, this is my middle child I'm talking about, was absolutely freaked out, would not sleep, screamed. And, back then, I didn't realize that, this is 21 years ago, I didn't realize that you're not supposed to let a baby cry in their crib to sleep train them. That's what these beings want you to do, so they can fuck with your kid when you're not around. You should have your baby sleeping with you at all times, okay? Until they're 6 or 7 years old. My oldest slept with me until I don't even want to tell you how old, because he refused to sleep in his room because he had night terrors and he had things attacking him too. Sleep paralysis and every goddamn thing else. So, but, my other son, he was just so used to sleeping by himself, he really didn't want to sleep with us. My grandson's actually like that now. He doesn't want to sleep with his parents. But he does at least sleep in the same room with them. Anyway, back then, we had a 4-bedroom house. So we were, shutting the door. He would get out of the crib. We would put him back in. Anyway, long story short, sorry, I digress. He told me recently, very recently, that there were beings coming out of his closet and fucking with him. I believe he said reptilian, but he's not 100%, because it was in the dark and stuff like that, and that's why he wasn't sleeping and freaking out so bad like that, because that's what was going on. He was freaking the hell out because they were fucking with him. That house was weird. I'm going to be straight with you. Every house that I lived in, especially in New Jersey, had something going on. That particular home was built over, I know you all know Gold Medal Flour, General Mills, Cheerios, right? The original owners, creators of that, of General Mills, were the owners of the land that my house was on in New Jersey, which was in Washington Township, New Jersey. It is now in California for a very long time, but once they struck it rich, they went to California like everybody else back then. But before the builders in the 60s purchased that land, that's what it was. And then the clubhouse, the swim club that we went to, and where the pool sat, was where the mansion was, and the farm and everything in the ground, which was kind of in back of our house. But anyway, everybody that lived on that block experienced something. There was a little girl that lived down the street from me that was extremely intuitive, and she would be on her step crying every day because she saw very vividly all the entities that were on my block in my area called Bells Lake in Washington Township. And her parents medicated her. They fucking fucked her up, man. They medicated that kid to the hilt. And I begged her mother not to do that. In fact, this is crazy, but the grandparent, the grandmother of that little girl, who she was very close with, actually came to me. I heard her voice. She spoke to me and asked me to tell the mother not to medicate her. Could it, again, we're talking about matrix beings and what they do. Could it have been a matrix? It could have been. It could have been, you know, because they do know that when you're on meds, that stuff does stop. Anyway, so I'm going way off topic here, but I just want you guys to be aware that ×2, this place isn't what you thought it was, but this place really isn't what you thought it was. Meaning, all the love and light, new age crap bullshit, unicorns and rainbows, archangels, all that, it's all fucking smoke and mirrors. It's all them, okay, doing this stuff to keep you hooked into this matrix and coming back. And I got news for you. Remember the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? I'll be back. Remember that? What was he? Remember what he was? That's what they want to turn us into. And once that happens, we're not getting out of here. Okay? We can't go into the void. We can't go to where we're supposed to be. Get the fuck out. Go through the hole in the grid and get the fuck out of this place. Do not go toward the white light. The moon is a fucking soul trap. It's a soul trap. It's where they zap your memory and send you back here. Okay? And we don't belong here to be harvested like cattle for loosh. We don't belong here. We belong, this place got inverted. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's a construct. It's probably a computer simulation, if I'm being real. You know, I see the flat earth and the round earth, people battling back and forth, and I never believed the earth was flat, but now I don't know that we're in a round orb either, because, like, this is a construct. It's all a simulation. So, I don't know. So that's the first thing. I mean, I've spoken about this before. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but, so I've been listening to Cliff High a lot lately. Because, you know, I speak a lot about the Nephilim and what they were and how they were created, and, how I'm pretty much 99% sure that I, along with a friend that also is O positive blood type, she's an astrologer. She has a channel. I've mentioned her before, Lelita Caroli. You know, that we're one of these Lemurian mothers who had to give up our children because they were actual monsters. They were probably Nephilim, more than likely reptilian. So while we're on that, I don't want to talk about the Nephilim again because I already went through all that in another video. But I do want to talk about, which is one of the reasons why I watched Cliff High lately a lot, is that, you know, he talks about the Elohim. What are the Elohim? He actually calls the Cabal, right? The Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, Illuminadonkeys, the cult of El. What does he mean by that? So the word El, I know back in the day, what I was taught and what I believed, and why all these archangels have the EL at the end of their names, is because that's what the fake God is called. Okay? El. And And do not ask me. You got to watch Cliff High's videos to get in more about the names and the, I say it's Yaldabaoth, Yaldabaoth, whatever the hell you want to call it, Yahweh, the demiurge. They are the worshipers. I'm not exactly 100% with everything that he says, but I definitely am on board with a lot of it. The Khazarian Mafia, the Khazarian Jews, and what they are, and, they're basically the cult of El. Now, today, that's what we see running the world. And he believes it was because they were traumatized so terribly. They were conquered through trauma by these beings. So they aren't the chosen people as a good thing. They're the fucking chosen people as a bad thing. They were conditioned through trauma to believe that because they have a certain blood type, because they have the blood type of the El more than we do, because we got it in us too, by the way. That was when we got corrupted. Our bloodlines got corrupted too. The cult of El, right? So of a certain bloodline, the Nephilim, sometimes in certain people you can see it a little bit more so. Certain people who are controlled opposition, and certain people that will admit they're from those families. You can see they have more almond-shaped eyes. Their eyes come big and then almond-y at the end. They have pointed ears, so they'll cover their ears a lot. No, I don't, but, My dad actually had one pointed ear. But it doesn't mean that, because, again, we're mixed with that bloodline too, but the people that keep that bloodline straight all the way through where they intermix with each other, you can definitely see a lot of them, and you'll be able to see it if you notice it. These people who are, their families are of those bloodlines. And a lot of them are out doing videos and doing the controlled opposition thing. And some of them don't even know that they're controlled opposition. David Wilcock, 100%. I guess when I found out that something wasn't right, and I realized that there was something going on with him as far as, the information he was given, because some of us aren't fooled, or you can only fool us for so long. I knew something wasn't right, but what I realized was I already had an inkling from day one that his wife was his handler. And then as I started to watch his videos and she was recording them, I realized, okay, yes, 100% she's his handler. He's giving mixed information, but is he doing it on purpose? I never thought that David was ever doing any of it on purpose. I really believe he was being fed information, and he's so fucking MK Ultra'd and mind controlled from trauma. Now that I can tell you that's not speculation. I'm just going to tell you 100% that I witnessed that 100%, and that's real. That I had some issues where when he would speak about possibly being taken into government programs when he was a kid, I had a complete total mental breakdown, like complete panic attack. And no matter how many times I listened to it, and I believe it was in the film The Cosmic Secret, and I had listened to David for years. I had all his books. I met him in person. He really is like a light being. But I didn't know why I was so triggered. And then I found out by accident, or not so much. I saw, it was shown in a vision of being at a certain place that people mention they were at in government programs, and seeing this blonde little chubby boy and seeing these monsters do something horrific to him. And it didn't dawn on me that it was him, and the light bulb just went off because I didn't really tell anyone what I saw except for one person. And as I was telling her, I realized, oh shit, now I know why I freaked out when he talked about possibly being taken as a kid and put in government programs, because I was there with him. I don't know how that's even possible, because we're so fucked up and timeline mixed and consciousness here, there, and everywhere, clones. So it's not important, and I'm not going to get into that shit, okay? I don't feel like I don't need to. If you don't believe me, I don't give a shit if you do or not. I'm not trying to be famous. It just so happens that it's more because of my age that I happen to be in particular programs with certain people who are big new age names out there. And I'm not going to mention the other person. But it's just so fucked up. I don't exactly want to be, oh wow, there's a deer walking across the street. I don't want to be throwing names around, because that's not what my channel's about, what my message is about. It's not. And I don't want to, it's not what the message that I'm trying to convey. It's not about that. So, understand that certain people who are controlled opposition, it's not intentional for them to be that. Because sometimes they're just so fucking mind controlled that they don't even know what's what. I guess that's really all I wanted to say. And it's very, very clear that we are now being manipulated with this show, Leave the World Behind. We're being manipulated to, everyone knows that they put stuff on TV. They put what's really going on TV. So and people know that, especially people like me, right? And so we watch the stuff and we're like, oh shit, we're fucked, right? And then we're all adding our energy to that. Don't do that. I'm not saying don't be prepared. Please be prepared. Please be prepared to defend yourself at all costs, always, and your children. Okay? Always defend yourself. Food prep, do what you got to do. I don't want to get into all that. That's another story for another day about, affordability and prepping. And definitely, if you don't have a firearm or live in a state where you can carry one, you better fucking move there. I'm sorry. I'm probably going to get taken down for that one. But, we'll see what happens. I'll take my chances right now. I don't have a lot of subscribers, so maybe not. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, so back to the Elohim. Before I go, I just want to say these archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Lucifer, they're all on the same fucking side. Okay? I know I'm going to get shit for that, and I know people aren't going to like it. So don't watch my shit then. Okay? They are the cult of El. They are the enforcers. What did Cliff High say? He said that a gentleman witnessed Archangel Michael because a person didn't bow down to him. He hid on the side of a road and watched Archangel Michael put his finger through someone's skull and kill them because they didn't bow down to him. These aren't light beings. They are the controllers of the matrix. Please understand that. Okay? I am going to go on a hike and see if I could find some more deer. I just saw them walking by. But anyway, just something to think about, okay? The cult of El. The fathers of the Nephilim. What are they really? Do your research. My next video is going to be about, and I say this very loosely, the word Tartarian buildings, and, you know, I found a few people who I really like. There's a gentleman who lives in Philly, actually. His name's Geomancy. I'm pretty sure he lives in Philly. And a lot of his work came from John Levi, which is, it's incredible. There was some kind of reset for sure in the 1800s. So stay tuned for the next video, because when I go away, I'll usually shoot about 3 or 4 videos. It's sad that it has to be that way, but thank you all for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you don't believe anything I say, that's okay. You're certainly entitled to believe what you want to believe. Don't hate me. I'm not trying to be, my ego's not that big, I can assure you. So, and you should take everything with what anybody says with a grain of salt and research it for yourself. But if you go down that rabbit hole, you're going to find at least some of what I say to be true. Okay? Peace. Bye.